Good morning. This is Amy with Sensorium Hypnosis. Welcome to my podcast, Healer Within. Today I have former client and guest, Katie. Katie, thank you for joining us today.
Hi.
Awesome. I know you've had a busy day today. Katie, we're just going to share a little bit more this morning about what was going on in your life that inspired you to reach out and try hypnosis.
I was going through a lot emotionally at the time when I reached out. I was kind of at a breaking point where something had to give. Most importantly, my relationship with my mom was
Mhm,
getting crazy.
mhm,
My mom has struggled with mental health issues her entire life, and she had been kind of like on the verge of something.
mhm,
Um, and it became quite something.
mhm,
And a lot of that energy goes at towards me.
mhm,
I am the oldest, so I deal with a lot. I help out a lot. I
mhm.
manage situations and my mom's
Yeah.
feelings a lot. And
Mhm,
um, I also had a lot of personal stuff going on at that time with like work and stuff like that.
mhm.
That it I needed something needed to change.
Sure, absolutely. Had you tried other more traditional modalities to help you move through some of these storms?
I have tried traditional therapy and it just didn't work for me. I
Mhm,
just didn't feel a connection with it. It wasn't helpful. I kind of know what's going on and I know what I'm struggling with and what my problems are.
mhm,
I need more help finding real life solutions that I could apply that would work
mhm,
for me.
mhm. Well, and so help the audience, if you would, and listeners understand. I know you had a pretty incredible first session experience here.
Yeah.
Can you remember back to some of the shifts and changes that happened even after the very first session?
There's a significant relief. Almost immediate. The first session was
Mhm,
very intense, but like the relationship with my mom had really like blown up to next level insanity.
mhm.
And she had become a full-blown missing person at that point. So
Oh,
our first session was the day after that kind of happened.
mhm,
So there was
mhm,
a lot of release though, and a lot of, I mean, at that point I didn't know if I'd ever see my mom again, but
mhm,
it was very relieving. And it the emotions were just kind of like, these aren't mine to own. These aren't
mm,
my problems to own.
mhm.
I didn't do this to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, which leads me to my next question, and that's how did the relationship shift between you and your mom through this self-healing hypnosis process?
Ours was a really extreme situation.
Mhm,
Um, Both her and I had a lot of things we needed to take care of.
mhm,
I have really not, I've stopped owning her feelings and her problems.
mhm,
I've stopped making them my problems to solve.
mhm,
Um, and I'm really kind of holding her to do the work
mhm.
and get the help she needs to get because I'm not her helper and fixer. I'm her daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Lots of boundaries and kind of just
Mhm,
letting things go.
mhm, mhm. Wow. Katie, did this
A
change or
lot.
shift the relationship that you had or have now with other family members? For example,
Yeah,
your dad.
it's changed with everyone.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like we went through a lot for a little while.
Mhm,
Like a lot. So a lot of relationships have been adjusted quite significantly. My relationship with my dad has significantly
mhm,
shifted. My dad was definitely an enabler of my mom's life struggles, and
mhm,
me and my sister both have really just said, like, if you're going to enable, this is your problem. Don't We're not fixing everything for
mhm,
you now. If you're going to allow this
mhm,
to happen,
mhm,
and I don't think he wants that. So he's really making her do her work to get healthy and right and form a new reality, whatever that looks like for her.
Hmm.
Me and my sister have always been very close. We're very, very close. We've definitely though shifted into even a more like just we're awesome human. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've shifted. Our relationship has shifted into like a deeper one. We just went through so much, and it was me and
Hmm.
her that were able to pull this together and get a
Hmm.
lot of work done. So
Hmm.
um it's a different level. It's just evolved to a deeper
Hmm.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have a lot of things have been let go. I'm not holding
Yeah.
on to other people's things to
Yeah.
fix. So
Completely.
I'm a lot more relaxed, which my
Hmm.
relationships in a good way are a lot more just relaxed and in the moment and not planned out 500
Yeah.
steps ahead of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so let's talk about how this process has changed the relationship you have with yourself, Katie.
Myself, I'm just kind of think I'm pretty awesome, but no. With myself, I've learned to respect myself a lot more and respect the
Mm,
boundaries that I have set.
okay. Hmm.
Um, and I appreciate them a lot more too.
Hmm. Yeah.
I've also gotten a lot more creative. My creative side since going
Mm,
to therapy, I'm a very creative person. I like
hmm.
doing creative things. I
Hmm.
also um am a very much of a wanderer of the outdoors, and
Hmm.
I've not had a lot of space in my life for that.
Yeah.
The last probably 6+ months, I have
Hmm.
not created the space to do that, and I've started with my creative things again, and I have just let go of a lot of the heavy baggage that weighed me down and took away from so many other things that get
Sure.
ruined because I'm always carrying around baggage that isn't mine
Yeah.
to carry anyways.
Yeah. How about can we talk a little bit about the immune system and physical health and some changes and shifts that you may have experienced as a result of releasing emotional trauma? How has that changed you physically?
There is. I do have a couple of autoimmune disorders. I am a type 2 diabetic and I have Addison's disease as well.
Hmm.
And both
Can
of
you,
those,
can you
what?
share what Addison's is? Just
Addison's,
some
mine
basic.
do not produce the proper amount of cortisol. And
Hmm.
when you get stuck in the fight or flight um, cycle for too long, you really burn out your body. And so
Yeah.
now I don't produce cortisol,
Hmm.
which is your body needs for handling stress and
Hmm.
things like that. So I stayed in this terrible space and burnt my body out. And so yeah, maybe I should have gotten treatment a little sooner,
Hmm.
but we're working on healing that.
Yeah.
Physical health at that time when I first came to see you, um, I was losing weight like crazy. And I was very underweight
Hmm.
at a very unhealthy weight. And the doctor, like, there was no medical reason of why I was losing the weight that I was
Hmm.
losing. The issue was the amount of stress that
Yeah.
I was under in my body. Like the medication for my Addison's disease was not keeping up with
Hmm.
the cortisol that my body needed.
Yeah.
I was really stuck. And so I was losing, I think I got down to like 89 pounds. Like I was losing
Mm.
weight fast. It was really bad.
Hmm.
Since then I've gained back weight. I'm at a healthy weight.
Yeah.
Um, so all those things.
Yeah. I do remember you coming to one of the sessions and saying, guess what? I gained I don't know, it was like 3 pounds or something, which is significant, right? When you're
No,
losing
it
weight
was a
now.
lot because it was
Yeah.
like gross. I was
Yeah.
losing a lot of weight. It was really unhealthy. And
Yeah.
I did not matter how much I was eating. It was just falling
Mhm.
off of me. And
Yeah.
it was scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Stress will do that, right?
Mhm.
In this space, I taught you a form of meditation called mystical meditation. That's my candle meditation. What can you share about how that tool can impact your day, your mind, your mood?
Oh, I love it. My family loves it. I do it
Mhm.
with my husband and my son.
Uh-huh.
So we all kind of do it now.
Yeah.
But for me,
Uh-huh.
it really gets my mind to just bring it into the moment of now
Mm-hmm.
and focus on what's right in front of me. And I am the calm and the peace that my body feels.
Mm-hmm.
It just everything feels right with my soul, with
Mm-hmm.
myself. I'm very relaxed and zen.
Yeah.
My son, the first time we did it,
Yes.
um,
I love
like
this
3 minutes
story.
in, he had passed out and was out and like had no idea. My husband, same thing. He got just extremely relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
It's very it takes you to a different place. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
very relaxing.
It's like hitting the hard reset button energetically,
Yeah.
right? And it really,
Mhm.
I think it really relaxes the nervous system, which I
Oh
think
yeah,
is
for
really,
sure.
really important, right? With anybody who
Yeah.
grew up with trauma and has PTSD or any autoimmune, right? Any added
Mhm.
stress causes inflammation and that whole domino effect of the autoimmune system just struggling more than it needs to.
Yeah.
And so, as you recognize and as you witnessed in your family, that candle meditation deactivates the primitive mind, the fight or flight
Yeah.
response patterns, while activating the higher mind, right? Which is that intuitive, infinitely wise part of you who
Mhm.
can manage all these outer world triggers, right? What do you notice now, Katie, when you get into a situation that would have triggered you in the past? How do you feel now in dealing with mom or even just workplace or other family stress situations? How are you different?
I am different. I take th ho I really ask myself how much of this is really my problem to own, first off. Like, I really start
Nice.
with, like, is this really something that's my responsibility to fix? So I really take a
Hmm.
minute to, um, look at the situation kind of
Hmm.
from over here and
Yeah.
not within myself.
Yeah.
And it's took a minute, but I am a fixer in a lot of situations and I like to fix problems. And, it's really coming to terms with like, these aren't my problems to solve.
Hmm.
Like, they're not
Yeah.
all my problems to solve.
Right.
So, letting some of that go and being like, good luck, bye, see you later, that
Yeah.
has helped a lot.
Yeah.
When it's really it's not my mine to
Yeah.
own. It's not
Yeah.
my stuff to fix and I don't really care. So letting that go has been
Uh-huh.
really life altering, like
Sure.
daily. And when it is my situation and my problem to own, I really just take a deep breath and kind of look at it at a more primitive level of like, okay, what is going on? And I don't spin out on the details. I look at the
Hmm.
big picture, figure out what the problem is, and just solve it from there instead of
Yeah.
trying to like fix every detail. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just going to be easy and that's it.
Sure. Sure. Very much of what you describe reminds me of, when a person is learning for the first time ever, the difference between the trauma self and the higher self, right? The
Yeah.
trauma self is right, just easily just sucked under by the
Mhm.
trauma around us, or those old patterns, the fixer mode, or even the
Yeah.
scapegoat, willing to just kind of absorb whatever it is, whatever heavy energy is brought into a situation. But the higher self is so much lighter by nature,
Yeah.
can certainly extend grace to others easily, but also understands that, to an extent, I have my journey and you have your journey, right? And I can listen and ask the deeper questions, but I don't necessarily have to solve this. This is on you. Now, how
100%.
yeah, how useful is that when you're dealing in a work situation, Katie? Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
It really has helped me just kind of like look at a problem at really a much
Mhm,
more simplified way. Like
mhm.
eh, letting things go has
Yeah,
been my biggest, like I don't have to fix every little detail of every little thing all the
yeah,
time. Like I can
yeah,
okay, well, it's just not going to be perfect, and that's okay.
yeah. It's okay, right? Letting go of the need to
Yeah.
be a perfectionist and everything. Katie, are you able to talk a little bit about the nature of your work and how this could be maybe to inspire other people out there in similar types of roles?
So, my official title is Director of Children's Ministries. I work for both the church, Cedar Cross United Methodist,
Uh-huh.
and I also work as the preschool director. So,
Uh-huh.
I run all things children program and family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
I organize services for children who might need assistance and help to make sure that they're meeting the milestones that they need. And this, I'm a very spiritual person.
Yeah.
Spirituality is core for my job and what I do, and just how I function and move in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And this has helped me in my profession letting things go. I deal with parents, and a lot of them are these are their precious babies, um and this is the first time they're leaving their children, and that's what I work with, and so I can't like stress out and be buzzy because the parents get extra buzzy. um
Sure.
so being able to roll it back and just be really relaxed has
Mhm.
made a huge impact
Oh,
on my day to days, but it just
completely.
feeds my soul, and this has helped me to be calm and enjoy that very moment, the moment
Yeah.
that I'm living and working in right there. It also helps me deal when we have some crazy situations come up,
Mhm.
um, to just deal with it and move on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's fabulous. Really, really good insights. Katie, as we're wrapping up, and thank you. There's been just so many layers of beautiful insights from you today, and I thank you wholeheartedly for that. Is there anything that you would want to share with any other female or male out there who has been using more traditional modalities for maybe a long period of time and maybe considering or on the brink of considering trying hypnosis and my self-healing modality? Just like one or two things you might want to share to help maybe push the needle
For
forward for them.
me, I needed to do a lot of a deeper healing, like my
Mhm.
soul was hurting,
Mm,
um, and it was struggling, and
mhm.
this has really given me tools for my toolbox moving forward
Yeah,
on helping me on pretty much any situation I could find myself in.
yeah,
But it also has helped teach me tools to heal myself wholly, not
yeah.
just mentally and emotionally. It's a full spiritual cleanse
Oh,
and healing for me.
oh, Katie, that's so
So
beautifully
I love it.
articulated. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. This really is for listeners and viewers a process of helping clients be able to look through the spiritual lens to see what
And
their
align your
yes,
energies.
absolutely. And to really understand ask the deeper questions. Why is my soul here? Right? What is my calling? um,
Yeah, for
Look at
sure.
those karmic patterns, right? That intergenerational trauma, drop the injury and call out the wisdom, right? Which creates so
Yeah.
much more space for joy, right? And living a lighter, more
Joy, peace,
peaceful.
love. Like it's been a great experience for me.
Um,
I love it.
That sounds so good, Katie. Katie, I thank you so much for your time today, especially knowing that even today you were so busy teaching Sunday school and were able to find time in your really, really action-packed life to be a guest on the Healer Within podcast. I just want to let everybody know you'll be able to find this on Spotify and some other podcasts, and it will be posted on my website probably within, I mean, I usually post these the day after, but anyway, you'll be able to find this all over the place, including my website, sensoriumhypnosis.com. Just click on the Healer Within podcast, and you'll be able to see all the weekly series that my clients are helping me put together. Katie, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy the
Thanks for
sun.
having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Katie. Okay, bye now.
Yep, thank you.
Uh-huh.